Good morning, everyone, or whatever time of day it is that you're watching this video. My name is Amanda, and this is the 13th of January 2023. And this is the video that I make every year around about this time, just as the new year comes in, to pause and take a look back with you regards the top 10 colour energies that as a community we have been working with over the previous 12 months. This is based on the fact that, and I must maybe just quickly explain this to people that are new to my channel, of which there are many, a warm welcome. One of the main tools that I use for healing and also for connection to spirit is the energy of colour, which of course is light. Light is colour. And it's quite nice we've got all these beautiful shards of light coming in behind me as I make this video today. So I trained as a colour therapist in 2005. It was my main entry into what has become what I do now. And my passion for colour therapy has never left me. It's always been with me ever since I was a little girl. In around about 2009, Archangel Metatron started to prompt me to create my own colour therapy system, which is consisting of a series of colour sprays. You will have seen me use these in videos if you've ever watched any of my videos. Usually I always will be using a colour spray somewhere along the lines. And it's developed since that time. It took me a few years to bite the bullet and actually do it. They were launched in 2012, so we've been going for a while now. They are shipped all around the world. They used to be made by me. I used to make them myself in my bedroom. And then, of course, the business expanded, and I now have a team that make them in the southwest of England. They're still handmade. And they contain within them essential oils, blessed water, the energy of sacred geometry, crystal essence, and of course, the energy of colour. I was very blessed to, I use that word again, but I was very blessed to be able to meet and interview Dr Masaru Emoto about a year or so before he died. And if you know about Dr. Masaru Emoto's work, there's a very famous book called Messages from Water or Messages of Water, he talks about how water can hold energy. And then, of course, if you put other things onto it, including words, symbols, colours, the water takes on the quality of what is in it. So this whole healing system based around colour sprays, which are aura sprays, I also credit not just to Archangel Metatron, but to the work of Dr. Masaru Emoto, who always had inspired me. And yeah, this time of year, we take a look at the top 10 sprays that you were using last year. I'm very grateful for all the people that buy these sprays because it's one way that you can support me. It also means that the videos that I put out on YouTube, and there've been over 600 of them now since 2012. They're always free. It's never behind a paywall, but it's because I'm supported in other ways. So I'm always very grateful for that. So what we're going to do is we're going to look down. We're having a look at the top 10. We're going to go from 10 to 1. I have got my that I had last year, just to bring a little bit of musical twinkle and accompaniment into it. But before we look at the top 10, let's just have a look at maybe what's changed over the previous year. It strikes me just looking at it, because I've got them in front of me and I'm going to show you in a moment, that we have last year's top 10, basically. There are 6 sprays that are no longer in the top 10. They're still doing very well, but they're not in the top 10. So we have 6 new entries. We have 4 sprays that were there last year, maybe there every year, I'm not sure, we'll see, which are obviously very, very popular. We'll also talk a little bit about what is not there, what has not been chosen, because at the end of the day, when you choose a product, whether it's a crystal, whether it's a coloured spray, whatever it is that you're using as a tool to help you to heal, to help you to access something, bring in an energy, support you in some way. It's very much where not just you are at, but often where the collective is at as well. So I think I probably, excuse me, said this last year. I would have done, yeah. Last year there were no chakra sprays at all in the top 10. There are still no chakra sprays within this top 10. That's quite interesting to me because, and it is definitely an opportunity for us to maybe taking a look at our chakra maintenance. Because as we ascend and as we awaken with all of the things that are thrown at us, whether it be comets in the sky, I'll be doing a video on the comet soon, solar flares, etc. Our body, our physical vessel is taking a hammering. And all of us have chakras that are maybe a little bit weaker than another. It might be your stomach, your solar plexus, it could be your throat chakra, etc. But yeah, the chakra sprays have never, I don't think, been in the top 10. So I'm just going to put a little question mark there in the sky in terms of what are you doing to help yourself with that, and to remind you that there are 12 chakra sprays within the Metatron system that are there to support you. Archangel Sandalphon is at the Earth Star. We have Crimson, which is the base chakra. We have Tangerine Dream, which is sacral. We have Golden Citrine, which is solar plexus. Pink Lotus, which is the heart. Jade, which is the higher heart. Aquamarine, which is the throat. Teal, which is the altar major. Tanzanite, which is the third eye. Silver, which is the crown. Lavender Soul Star, which is the soul star, and Rose Gold, which is the stellar gateway. None of those feature in the top 10. So remember that they are there and they are at your disposal, and they're really good helpers to clear out the chakra, help upgrade it. This one, for example, is the Aquamarine Throat Chakra Spray that I have shown you more recently, which just helps us with our speech, our communication. But also remember, communication is also about being heard. Are we being listened to? So this is a big year for communication in 2023. The door's just opened. Let me just close that before we do anything else. Hold on. Maybe the door was opening to us expanding our chakras more. And remembering, I do think if you've been on your spiritual path a little while, myself included, we can get a little bit complacent about the chakras, but we really mustn't. They are the wheels that keep everything turning within our body. Anyway, lecture over with regards to the chakras. The other thing that does not feature in the top 10 at all, and didn't last year, was the elements. So fire, water, earth, air, cosmos. There is an elemental set within the Metatron system as well. Very, very good. And again, as the planet ascends and we are faced with increasingly difficult weather, whether that be wind, rain, snow, heat, fire, we will be needing to look at those elements within ourselves. I have got an elemental course up my sleeve that I've presented in person. I'm going to be turning into a distance course in 2023. Okay, so I've told you what's not in the top 10. Shall we get to what is in the top 10? I'm just going to have a bit of fun with this because it's sort of the mood that I'm in today. And at the end of the day, we have to also remember that colour as an energy, as well as being a healing tool, is a very playful energy. Colour doesn't want you to take it too seriously. Colour wants to lift. By nature, it's light. It wants to lift your vibration. So approach this video, just take a little bit of a breath, relax your shoulders, kick off your slippers or your shoes if you're inside, and let's just have a little bit of time to explore the realm of colour. And also there are some ascended master energies in this top 10 as well. Okay, so at number 10, let me just check I've got my numbers right. Yes, okay. Number 10. This one features every single year. I think in previous years it's actually been the number 1 spray, and it is the white spray. The white spray. Archangel Metatron White, Light and Merkaba Energy Spray. Now, for those of you, I'm just going to pull up the sprays when I'm talking about them on my website, because I can then remind myself what the sprays have actually got within them in terms of essential oils, because that's interesting to look at as well, because they all do smell very different. And this particular one, the white spray, when I think back to where is it? Oh, there it is. When I was making the sprays and creating the sprays, this is one of the first ones that I did create. And the ingredients within it, I think, are pretty much the same as what I put in it all those years ago. Obviously, they're now created by Tracy Eden, who makes them with her team in the southwest of England. I won't give the actual location away. But the essential oils in this one, let me spray it. Bergamot, Roman chamomile and mandarin. So it's actually just got the 3 essential oils in there. It's very soft, it's very clarifying, it's very clearing. The crystal essences that are within it: clear quartz, Merkaba, selenite, Herkimer diamond, pollucite and fire and ice quartz. We make the crystal essence, which is a process whereby you are infusing water with crystals at particularly pivotal times, such as full moons, new moons, solstices, I don't know, any of the big, important spiritual times, either in bright sunshine or in full moon, or in inclemental conditions that suit that particular spray. So as an example, it's not yet in the shop, but we are going to be creating a violet dragon spray, and that should be available. What day are we today in January? It should be available in January, I hope. It's nearly there. But the point is, when Tracy was making the crystal essence for that in the last week or so, I think it was tied into, let's just look back at the moon phase actually that we've just gone through. What have we just gone through? Sorry, you're probably all telling me what we have done already, but I can't remember now. We had a full moon. Yeah, we had a full moon on the 6th. So I think it was around then it was put out. But the point was, the weather was really atrocious, because the weather in the UK at the moment, we've just got gales, we've got wind, we've got rain. It's really quite gothic weather. And the crystal essence was out in that, because I felt it was perfect for clearing. So that crystal essence water has got the energy of all of that maelstrom of energies of, the wind coming in and clearing all of that. So yeah, crystal essence is also within the sprays. But number 10 is the white spray. Why is this one so popular? At the end of the day, white light, white as a colour energy, is something that you can do no harm with. White contains the full rainbow spectrum, okay? And as such, from a healing perspective, you could use white light on any part of the body, directing it at any particular thing, whether it be the heart, the lungs, you've got problems with your feet, problems with your throat. It can't ever be wrong. And I think this is one of the reasons why white is so popular. It's a very safe colour energy to work with. And the Metatron white energy is very, very pure. We also link it to Merkaba. There's a very old video of me explaining what Merkaba is, where I look quite a bit younger with shorter hair, that I will link below. I need to update it a bit, but in the essence of the information is still absolutely fine. But that explains what Merkaba is if you don't understand it. Merkaba is this, how to explain it? It's an electromagnetic energy that is around you, me, and every living thing. And when you are within your Merkaba field, then you are very safe. You can transport yourself to different dimensions through meditation, astral travel, etc. It's also a very safe structure to have around you when maybe you're in crowds or needing healing. I often ask and particularly invoke my Merkaba, which can of course spontaneously be active anyway if you're at a particularly high vibration. In fact, it won't activate if you're in a low vibration. If you're holding on to a lot of anger or resentment or envy or spite, there's no way that you'll be able to activate the Merkaba in a very expanded way. But if you are in an expanded state of consciousness, whether via channeling, whether through meditation, doing some healing, it can just activate anyway. But I often will ask for it to be activated because I believe Metatron can help us with this. It's like demystifying a lot of the stuff that's out there that it's very difficult to do. It's not actually if you ask an ascended master to help you. So I ask Metatron to often help me when I'm feeling unwell, particularly, or I'm feeling very low or depressed, and I know that my state is, and I'm just saying, can you please just help me to activate it, and then put me into a sphere of this white light within it to cleanse and purify my being. So number 10, white light, Merkaba. I think it's always going to probably be there. Number 9 was also one that appeared last year as well. Remember, we've got 4 that appeared last year. Number 9, and this is really nice to still see this there, is the Higher Self spray. So this is the Archangel Metatron Higher Self spray. Its colours are purple and gold. So let's just think about the colours of purple and gold for one moment. Purple traditionally has linked into the higher chakras. With Metatron, one of the things he asked me to do, particularly with the chakra system, was to shake the colours up a bit, because ultimately the chakras will be becoming rainbows, okay, going forward. So for that to happen, they need to get used to different colours in different places, which is why I always say that even though, for example, we've got, I don't know, pink lotus as the heart chakra, yes, it is intended for that. But if you feel as though you need some of that pink and white energy anywhere, any of the other chakras, it's fine to also use it there. I'm just telling you this because basically purple usually, traditionally, was linked into the crown chakra, whereas actually we've got silver for the crown. But it's definitely, purple is a colour which is linked usually to the higher dimensions. It's a colour of sovereignty. It contains an energy of balance. Mixed with the gold, I have this very sort of regal, again, sovereign feel to the colour combination. And that's appropriate for it being about helping to put you back in touch with your higher self, which never went anywhere. It's just that maybe you were at a phase in your life where you weren't properly tapping into it for whatever reason. That can often be because we're listening to other people's opinions or other people's views more than trusting our own gut, trusting our own higher self to teach us, trusting our own higher self to lead us. And I suppose in a climate of fear, which is what we've all been wading through, particularly the last couple of years, but really one of the things that's stopping the ascension of this planet is the energy of fear that still dominates to a large degree. When you've got a lot of fear, a lot of people just either forget or don't want to trust their own inner compass, because your higher self is basically your inner compass. It won't ever steer you wrong. Even if, say, you make a decision, let's give an example. Say that you go within and you ask for guidance with regards to whether I need to take this particular job or not. There's a job offer on the table. I don't know whether I should be doing it. And you get a yes. You just have this instinctive inner feeling, which is like, yes. Maybe other people are telling you differently, but you're feeling yes. You then go to the job and actually maybe it only lasts for 6 months. then maybe you're made redundant, or it doesn't work, it doesn't pan out however you're imagining it to be. It doesn't necessarily mean that you made a mistake. Your higher self may very well have wanted you to be there to experience something that you encountered during those 6 months, or to come into contact with maybe one person who's going to be pivotal in your life going forward, or is going to be a memory or something that is just you take with you for a long time. So they say there's no such thing as a mistake. So remember that as well, because sometimes people, I've got this really funny, this isn't really probably going to make much sense to anybody unless you've watched Fawlty Towers. Very old UK comedy with John Cleese. And those of you that know what I'm talking about, I'm being shown in my mind's eye the scene where John Cleese is beating his car that's conked out with a branch or something, and he's letting out all this aggression on this inanimate object with this branch. It's just stupid but funny. And that's what we often do to our higher self. It's like, hold on, I did trust and I felt that that was the right thing to do, and now look where it's led me. Whereas actually there was something there that maybe you were meant to experience. So always remember that as well. So yeah, number 9, the higher self, purple and gold. This one also, I'm just being reminded here, came in on the back of channeling that I did with Prince, Purple Rain and all of that. And one of the last channelings that I did with Prince, and he is going to be the next Heart Squad member that I channel again. Just done Princess Di, but we're going to do Prince. He's got something very different he wants to talk about. But the last time I channeled him, I'm sure it was all about creativity and how the world needs us to remember the spark that we have within us. And I'm sure it was Prince that was also saying that the pandemic that we went through was actually going to be good in some ways, because people were going to be sitting, maybe twiddling their thumbs, bored, or not being able to go to work. There was a lot of that was happening in lockdown. The wise amongst us use that as a time to maybe, I don't know what you did. Did you write? Did you create in some way? Did you maybe re-examine your life and listen to this inner voice that was basically saying, well, I used to be a whatever, but I don't feel I want to go back to that now. I want to do something else. Many people used it as an opportunity to reinvent themselves. So yeah, the world needs creators, inventors, and yeah, Prince was talking about that. Let me spray it. Now this one has quite a strong, heady scent. I'm just going to get the actual ingredient list up. I mean, all of the ingredients and all of the essential oils that are in every single spray are on the website. There's also a channeled message that I get for each spray that we birth that is on the website. So you can read that. I'm not going to read the messages that are already there. If you're resonating with any of these sprays that I'm showing you, please do take a look. There's actually a really long message that I've written for this spray. I'm also talking about the fact that we've got this sacred geometric shape, which is the seed of life, which links to the 7 days of creation and the start of a whole new journey. Yeah, because you see, that goes back to Dr Masaru Emoto. What he showed and he proved was that when you put a word or a symbol onto water in the form of writing, it takes on the quality of that. So within the higher self spray, not only have we got the energy of purple and gold and the essential oils and the crystals, we've got this seed of life energy as well. It took God supposedly 7 days to create the earth. It's that thing about, and every week, think about the 7 days of the week. We have a chance every week to reinvent ourselves. I often, I'm sure like you do, sometimes you have a bad week, you put it behind you, you get to the Monday and you start again. So this is very much like a start again type energy as well. But yeah, it's got quite a strong scent, this one, and it's because it's got yang liang in it. I can never say that, yang yang. It's also got pink lotus, and it's got rose absolute. It's got some very expensive essential oils that go with this, really top quality oils. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. They are aura sprays, but this almost makes me feel like I want to wear it as a perfume, although I shouldn't really say that because you're not supposed to. You can put them on the skin, but they are essential oils, and you have to be careful with essential oils directly onto the skin, even though these are very diluted because they've obviously got water in them. But it's just a very fragrant scent, this particular one. Really lovely. We also made a beautiful candle with the same essential oils that I think we've still got about 30 of in the shop. I don't know if I can find a picture of it quickly, but that one we turned into a candle as well. Yeah, we go. This is what it looks like. That's what the candle looks like. It's in a purple and gold glass votive, which we had hand sprayed. And the candles are hand poured by a master candle maker in the UK who's done it for us. I think there's about 30 of those still left. And there are only 30 of those left because we've got a new candle coming out soon. And I'll tell you what that will be maybe later. In fact, maybe I might do it next. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But yes, so number 9, Higher Self, purple and gold. I rather like the fact that it's right next to the white. It's like clean slate. Come on, you can do it. Get in touch with that inner compass. We live in a world where we're always often thinking other people know more than we do. Other people have got more knowledge. Other people, I mean, when I used to do personal readings, I don't offer personal readings anymore. So if you ever get offered one, it will be a scammer who approaches you. It's not me. But the point is, I've done a lot of them in the past. And one of the most common questions that people used to say to me, not just me, but probably any other reader, any other psychic, the question is always, what's my life purpose? And if you really think about that, you're asking somebody other than you, what is your life purpose? Nobody can tell you that because it has to come from within you. It has to come from within you. And sometimes you can be led astray also if you do ask that question and then you get told something which isn't actually in alignment. So, I mean, I always got very uncomfortable with that particular question. And I would encourage you to always go back to yourself. If you have been told something, I'm not saying it's wrong, but you have to tune into, well, does that resonate? The other example would be in families where you become a doctor, you become a lawyer because it's what your father expects or your mother expects, or it's what, you know, they've done in the past. There is an expectation that of course you'll go into the family business. Why would you not? That's other people's expectations of how you should be leading your life and what you should be doing with it. And the Higher Self spray is about, no, let's go back within. Let's go back within to the seed of consciousness that is you, that can lead you, your inner compass. Okay. So number 10, white. Number 9, the Higher Self spray. Number 8, have we got our first new entry? Yes, we have. We have our first new entry at number 8. It's an Ascended Master spray. And it's the Divine Feminine. Yes. Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene, number 8. It's the 8th best-selling spray of last year. It's a really gorgeous bottle, this, isn't it? It's like a ruby red and a, what would I call that, green? It's not really, it's grass green. Almost, it's a bit like the grass green colour to me, that. So I'm going to call that grass green and ruby red. And yeah, Mary Magdalene. The bottle is called Divine Feminine. Okay, so that's a really good sign that we have the energy of Mary Magdalene coming into the top 10. If you have been watching me for a while, even if you've maybe only watched a couple of videos, or if you've been with me for a long time, you'll know how many videos have I been talking about the arrival of the divine feminine energy across our earth. It's the game changer energy. And so it's brilliant to see more and more people picking up on this and turning to Mary Magdalene as a guide. She's not just a guide for women, she's a guide for men as well. She is, let me just spray and see what she wants me to concentrate on. Mary Magdalene. To be a vessel of love is what she's saying, to be a vessel of love, to allow yourself to be a vessel of love. She always takes me to the shoreline. Every time I connect with Mary Magdalene, I'm taken to the shoreline, I'm taken to Galilee, but it could be any shoreline, any waterline. And my love is as vast as the ocean, is what she's saying. Right, okay, this is interesting. She's saying that she's going to be doing some work with us. I wanted to say us, because it's not just me, with regards to heart repair and heart recovery in 2023. That's really interesting. It ties into something that I was talking about on my social media this morning, linked into the fact that we need to be maintaining our heart health for all sorts of reasons, my friends, through this year. And actually, I suppose these colours are the colours of the heart, aren't they? It's the pink and green. It's just we've got a slightly deeper pink and a slightly different green, maybe, to sometimes the one that you see the heart chakra coming in on. So that's new work to come from her, linking into the heart energy. But in terms of last year, why was she being chosen? I think more and more people are waking up to the fact that she is a teacher in her own right. She always was. She was always one of the disciples. The Christ Consciousness deck that I've got coming out this year, hopefully it's going to be launched in May, not long now to wait, has Mary with Jesus in her rightful place, a master teacher, a master healer. I believe that Mary Magdalene with Mother Mary were the two lead healers that helped Jesus to repair and heal his wounds after he was brought down from the crucifixion. Repair of the body. I'm also hearing repair of the ethereal layers as well. Auric repair. So there's much more to come with her this year. Those of you that have got this spray already, I would encourage you to ask her to show you where auric repair is needed, where heart repair may be needed. This is the energetic heart. She's showing me the tears in many people's heart. Maybe enlarged hearts, contracted hearts, a healthy heart energy is what she wishes to help us to get to. She's now showing me the world's heart, the planet itself with the beating heart within Mother Earth, also fractured, also torn. The fractures and the tears that she's showing me are emotional. It's like when you've had terrible heartache, you've lost somebody that you love, coming in to help repair that. I'm just looking at the words that I channeled when I brought this spray through, and I'm just going to read you the first paragraph. I, Mary, stood at the seashore with my feet in warm sand. the water lapping at them, and I remain there today on the coastlines of all countries, all continents, and all people. I have watched tides come in and tides go out, stormy seas and calm waters, waiting for your arrival in a boat of golden light. For I have long searched for you, called to you, and offered my love. You are ready to embrace me, feel me, know me, as I am ready to embrace, feel, and know you. My energy is calling out like a beacon in these times to help heal and open hearts. You said, I don't remember what I channel. Bring forth your own innate feminine qualities and offer solace and nurturing for all that need it. Whether male or female, young or old, of faith or not, the barriers are long gone. I never truly existed within them. My love is simply for humanity of any colour or creed. I see your scars. I see where you are depleted. I hear the cries of your soul, and I witness the tears in your eyes. I see your light and your beauty, and I will help you to see that too. I understand what it is to be shunned, to be misunderstood, to be judged, and to be scorned. But I offer you my hand, for I transcended all of that a long time ago, and you can too. I healed it with love and love again. Through a softening and opening of your heart space, I can enter. I'm going to spray this and just allow her energy now to enter as I'm talking. Through a softening and opening of your heart space, I can enter. My energy can warm you and comfort you, all through the force of love, the most powerful energy known to this world. My love is not to be hidden. I will show you how to express your love too, from romantic gestures and passionate moments to the soft stillness of two beings holding hands in silence with no words needed to be spoken. I am here to help you through all stages of love as well as the letting go of it, be that through passage of time, sudden event, or slow process of release. I knew what it was to be loved, to be cherished, to be honoured, as a woman in my own divine feminine power. And I am here to show you that that is available to all who seek me. I honour all adult consensual sexuality that has love at its core. I also offer my hand of friendship to any who have been tarnished with sin or accusation thereof. My divine feminine light is here now for everyone. It's here for you and for your children's children. I love the little ones and all who parent, support, or guide them. I am Mary, and I stand before you now. Come out of your boat where you have been adrift, and let me dry your weary feet. Love is here, and love will stay. Wow. I say wow because I honestly don't remember when I'm writing what I've written, because it just comes through. I think those are really beautiful words. I'm glad I've heard them. Essential oils, tuberose, patchouli. Patchouli, I think that's so beautiful. Benzoin, yang, rose, and jasmine. Yeah. Okay, so this would be a good spray if you're having relationship difficulties, maybe intimacy issues, twin flame partnerships. Useful for when you're feeling depleted or broken. So that's number 8, Mary Magdalene. Really beautiful to see her at number 8. Right, let's get to number 7. Number 7, was that here last year? No. Although it probably was quite near the top 10. Number 7. It's a big bottle just because I've only got the big version, but I mean, you can obviously get this in the smaller version as well. It's in a clear bottle, so it might not be showing quite as well on camera. I don't know if that's showing at all. This is the White Sage Smudging and Clearance Spray. So boy, did we need to do a lot of smudging last year. And boy, will we probably need to do a lot of smudging this year. Smudging, clearing energy, clearing your space, clearing your aura. Every day when I come into work, I clear my desk, I wipe it down, I regularly clean the room. Spiritual hygiene is really, really important. That's why auric sprays are really great tools, because they help you to keep your aura clean. This is a brilliant, this is like, Metatron's saying it's like a jet wash. I'm being shown a jet wash, okay? It's literally like a jet wash. So maybe you have, I don't know, you've been with maybe some very toxic people, or, I mean, in the next couple of weeks, I'm going up to London again, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm just trying to find the spray. Really looking forward to. One of my favourite cities in the whole world, probably my favourite city in the whole world, actually. I love London. I just love London. I have a big smile on my face every time that I'm there. But the point is, London is also a bit of a dirty old place, you know, and it can be a bit, it's not smoggy so much these days, but, you know, you just know that it's just crowded and busy and loud and noisy and all of that. And if you're sensitive and if you're an empath, you know, even though you're shielding yourself to some degree, you know, you're going to get a bit of a hit. So I definitely will be taking this spray up with me. So I'm just trying to find the details of it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, white sage. The idea behind this spray, I mean, obviously, you know, many of you might sage with sage, you know, where you light it and you smoke out the room, etc. Obviously, fling the windows open after doing that. Nothing wrong with that. I sometimes do that as well. But this is just maybe a little bit handier, a little bit cleaner, a little bit quicker. So the idea of this is literally, I use this, as Metatron's saying, like the jet wash, where you know maybe you've been around, whether it's a busy city, whether it's a toxic person, or even if it's not a toxic person, it might just be somebody that you've had to visit, somebody who's got a great need, you know, and loads of problems, and you've been the friend that sat and listened. Again, if you're an empath, you can really pick that type of stuff up. So it's really important that we only take on in life what is ours. As an empath, as a sensitive, it's not, you don't have to take on all of the woes of the world and everybody's problems. So you'll take it on to a degree, because sometimes it does get stuck, but this is where this comes in and it just washes it off. Okay, so literally what you do with the sprays is you spray them around the aura like this. And this one is very, very clarifying, very clean smell. It's also saying here in my notes, I'm glad I looked, also helpful to clear electrosmog from computers. So again, if you're like me, excuse me, a lot of the time you're sitting down in front of a computer, you're on your phone. We know smog like that isn't particularly healthy for us. At the end of the day, give yourself a blast with something like that, and it just helps to remove all of that. Also quite good for helping to ward off bugs and airborne bacteria, as is burning sage as well. Within this one, we've got white sage, eucalyptus, frankincense, sweet marjoram, peppermint and hyssop. So I think those of you that know essential oils, you can imagine that combination of oils. It's quite a nice mix. This one shouldn't be used if you have epilepsy. And we have got that warning on the website and also on the bottle as well, but it does say that quite clearly. I think it might be the hyssop that you have to be careful with epilepsy. I might be wrong there, but you know, it's all on the website. You can take a look at that. But yeah, that's the number 7 spray, white sage. Lovely. Okay, number 6, just before we get into the top 5. Let's pause a moment and think about those of you that have used the sprays. Has your favourite come up yet? Tell me what your favourite is. I'd be really interested to hear. So, number 6. 10, 9, 8, 7. Number 6 is Jesus. It seems terrible to say Jesus hasn't made the top 5. But he doesn't mind. He's got a sense of humour. Look at that bottle. I mean, does that not just make you zing? It does me. I just think that is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. It's a dual coloured bottle. I don't know if it's showing particularly well on camera. I was going to say on candle, but it's yellow and orange. The idea behind it was some beautiful sunrise or sunset, or, you know, some beautiful phenomena in the sky. And it's the Christ light, Master Jesus, Christ light comes in at number 6. Quite like the fact, actually, that we've got, the way we've got it all set up here is white sage was in between Jesus and Mary Magdalene. Almost feels as though there's something here about clearing the collective energy regards how we view the two of them together. You know, that they probably were together in all senses of the word. And, you know, but humanity's like, no, that's not what we've been told for the last 2,000 years. But the white sage between the two of them would be like, let's clear some of these misconceptions. Let's clear some of the assumptions that is out there with regard to these two. But anyway, number 6, Christ light. It's very, very soft, this one. Very soft. I'll just pull up what oils we've got within this particular spray, because I can't remember off the top of my head. And obviously this one is very much about the energy of Jesus and the love that he brought. It's for nurturing, for self-forgiveness, opening to unconditional love, dissolving judgment and blame, helping to end suffering, and bringing one back into alignment with the soul self. What that doesn't mean is that you spray one squirt of this and suddenly, bingo, all the judgment, all the forgiveness is evaporated around you. These are tools that help support your work to forgive, to release the judgments, okay? They're keys, as you were, that help you unlock parts of your psyche, parts of your being, parts of your heart maybe, that open the door to greater levels of love, greater levels of understanding, of compassion, of gentleness, so that we can, for example, forgive. The expression, what would Jesus do? What would Jesus do? Is going to be increasingly important. I was answering somebody on social media yesterday. I can't remember actually what the question was, but the essence of it was that this particular person was really struggling. I think it was with maybe something like forgiveness, or it might have even been along the lines of, well, it's all very well you saying that, but what if you were presented with this, you know? And this could be all sorts of things, couldn't it? You know, that this might have happened to me, that might have happened to me, this person's betrayed me, what would you do with that? And I think I did actually say back, ask yourself, what would Jesus do? Because that's why they're called ascended masters. You know, it's not necessarily easy qualities that we are asked to embody. They're master teachers, but they're there to offer us and open the door so that we can try and then try again. Okay, to always go higher rather than to go lower. The essential oils within this one, spray it for a minute. Wow. You see, this happens every time I spray this spray. I literally just like, I can't talk. I literally can't talk. Hold on. I won't talk. Let's just have a moment with Jesus. Oh my goodness, it's just so beautiful. It's the peace that passeth understanding. It's the love that transcends everything. It's, by the way, it's just clearing whilst I'm coughing. It's clearing blocks to all of that. It's clearing blocks to the peace. Clearing blocks to being that vessel of peace. It has just It's almost got like a sedative effect, I find, this spray. I mean, it's just the way it hits me, but in a good way, because it stops all of the mental chatter and focus on stuff that maybe isn't important, and it takes us back to love. And love is actually all that there really is, the energy of the heart. And there is such strength within the love that is here that I'm tapping into right now. Such strength. I'm hearing non-negotiable love. Wow. Non-negotiable love. And what he means by that is the love that he has for you is non-negotiable. It's unconditional. It is always there. You can always tap into it. It is so profound. It is so deep. It is so beautiful. I can't show you what they are, guys, because I don't have the crystals to hand anymore. Tracy has them to make the crystal essences, but I can tell you that it's quite an interesting combination of crystals that are also the essence that is in here. Red horn coral fossil, so it's got a fossil energy in it. Aragonite Sputnik, mango calcite, very soft, I love mango calcite. Rose quartz and pink topaz, really, really beautiful. I think it's always worth giving a shout out to the crystal energies that are in there, because a lot of people don't necessarily appreciate that they're in there, and they are, or they forget that they're in there. This year, me and the team are going to be going up to Birmingham to, it's a big Mind, Body, Spirit festival. And we've hired a stand for 3 days. We're going to take the sprays up. We'll have the Christ deck with us, the Metatron deck with us, etc. But it's quite funny. Our stand is literally going to be, as you come in the door, it's pretty much going to be in your face. It's so Metatron. It's literally like it's in your face. There we are. But right behind us just happens to be one of these aura cameras. You know, you can have your aura taken, and it's what I will do. I have done this before, is that you can have your photograph taken as you are, okay, and obviously it shows your aura with the different colours that you've got in your aura, but then put a spray and you will, it's extraordinary the difference. It's because, you know, we're human beings, and human beings sometimes like, give me the proof. You'll see the proof. The proof is extraordinary. When you see it in photographs, it's like the difference is like, wow. Many of us don't need the proof because we can feel it anyway, but I am going to do that, and I'll come back and I'll show you those photographs. So that's number 6. That's Master Jesus, Christ Light. So we're into the top 5, guys. We are into the top 5. Number 5. This was in the top 10 last year. This has been in the top 10 probably every year. This probably always will be in the top 10 every year. Can you guess what it is? It's my favourite. It is my favourite. Well, I also like Flame a lot, but this is my favourite. I've said this before. Emerald. I just love this spray. It's a bit Marmite. You either love it or you don't like it, although most people love it because it's always in the top 5. But it's because it's got vetiver in it. And vetiver is quite a pungent essential oil. It's very earthy, very grounding. It's beautiful. But if you don't like the smell of vetiver, you probably won't like the smell of this spray. But I love it. Can't get enough of this. So let me just have my hit of emerald. Oh, yes. It's like an old friend. I was watching somebody today on YouTube, and they were talking about how scent belong, I can't explain it the way they were explaining it, because they were talking about it from a very scientific perspective, which is the part of the brain that holds the memory of scent, which is also the same part of the brain that also holds the same memory of taste. So say you had an old grandma. I'm not saying this doesn't smell of old grandma, by the way. But say you have an old grandma, or did have one, and she used to, bless her heart, smell of violet or something, you know, lavender. But a particular strain of violet or lavender, or a particular old perfume. I remember there was one my nan used to wear, which I can't, eau de cologne, a very old-fashioned one. But anyway, if I now smelt that, I can't remember what it smells like. But if you suddenly gave that to me, I would be taken back to my nan. And that's the thing about scent. It takes you back to a memory. It takes you back to a place. Why am I saying this? Because here, with all of these woody essential oils, particularly vetiver, cue the birds. I was about to say we're being taken back to the forest. We're being taken back to nature, basically. And nature is this master healer. The emerald stone, the Emerald Isle. This has the energy of Ireland and Northern Ireland, which, yes, are two different countries. It's important that we remember that. Northern Ireland, part of the UK at the moment, Ireland, its own independent country. But I want to put both of them into this. The Emerald Isle. It was birthed, I've said this before, it was birthed in Northern Ireland when I was giving a workshop in the early days of my teaching with Metatron. And, you know, Belfast, the place of all of the troubles, but where healing has occurred in my lifetime, and long may it last. So it has an energy here of where you feel as though healing cannot possibly come in. It's the deepest healer, is what I'm trying to say. Deepest healer. I also think when we do our heart healing this year, as well as working with the energy of Mary Magdalene and Jesus as well, of course, I think emerald is going to be coming in very, very strongly as well. Because it says here, emerald, deep healing for the heart. Emerald is strong. It cuts to the crux of the matter. I've put here, it's a very useful spray in healing, be that hands-on healing, psychic healing. I wanted to say psychic surgery. It's not something I particularly do, but I know some people do psychic surgery. Distance healing as well, breaking through layers of scar tissue. But more than anything, this is also a great detoxifier and cleanser for the body. Very much linked into the energy of the liver as well, detoxifying the liver. Obviously, you don't drink it, it's an auric spray. But the thing about auric sprays is, and the thing about colour, is that colour as an energy can permeate through the membrane. It permeates through into the body. Anyone that's ever had a colour bath will know the effect that it has when you have a colour bath. Occasionally I've put these into the bath, the remnants of a bottle or whatever. It's the intention with which you do things. So, but again, if you're sensitive to essential oils, please be careful. I have to put that disclaimer on, because just because my skin can take it doesn't mean your skin can. We sell these sprays with the intention that they are auric sprays. Okay, so I just have to be, have to sort of toe the business line there. But yeah, detoxifying in terms of the liver as well. I don't know. It's January. Lots of people are trying a new diet, a new exercise regime. I'm trying to get back to my daily walking, and I have been. I went for a really lovely walk this morning. This is a good spray that's supporting me at the moment with that. It's the intention with which you spray is important. Why are you picking up that particular colour? Why are you picking up that spray? What are you asking it to help with? In the same way that if you pick up a crystal, you communicate with it. It's important that you communicate with it so it knows its job. So number 5, emerald. So funny, guys, my battery just died, so I put a new battery in it, and that's exactly the job also of emerald. I was forgetting one of its most important components, which is as a pick-me-up. I call it, it's like a smelling salts bottle. Absolutely, when you're feeling tired, depleted, drained, this is a great pick-me-up. I often use it first thing in the morning. It's like, oh, okay, right. It's a bit like a cup of coffee in a bottle, although don't drink it. Okay, that type of thing. Okay, it's like a natural lift. Emerald. Emerald also is linked into the energy of the heart, as I said. Think about emerald as a crystal. I think we've got that covered. Okay. I'm just realising that I've talked for quite a long time already, and I've still got another 4 sprays to go. So I'm just going to speed up a little bit, because if the video gets too long, people tend not to watch them. So it'd be nice for people to actually sit with it. So let's just do a quick rundown of where we've got to before we do the top 4. Number 10, we had white. Number 9, we had higher self, purple and gold. Number 8, we had Mary Magdalene, pink and green. Number 7, we had white sage, clear white light. Number 6, we had Christ light, orange and yellow. And number 5, we had emerald green. Top 4. So, okay. We need a... I love working with spirit because it's quite. I have a sense of humour. So if you don't get, often people who don't get me don't have a sense of humour. You've got to have a sense of humour in my world. Okay, so what I'm hearing with this one before I introduce it is Meatloaf's "Bad Out of Hell." Like a bat out of hell. I love that song. In fact, it's great because I remember my brother years ago. When he was a younger guy, you know, I've told you this story before, but it's a good story. And you'd go into a pub and there wouldn't be a place anywhere to sit and we'd want to have a meal and he'd go to the jukebox and he'd put Bad Out of Hell on by Meatloaf. The full, 15-minute version. And a lot of the little old ladies would get up and leave. Have you guessed what the number 4 spray is? Kali Ma. Like a bat out of hell, absolutely. She's laughing. Kali Ma, warrior, goddess, energy, black and red. Black and red. This was one that we released last year. So it's done really well to actually get into the top 10 sprays. Yeah, number 4, warrior, goddess, energy. Now, I have done a video where I'm sure I introduced this spray. I can't remember what I said at all. You can go back and look at that. I'm not going to repeat myself in this video. I'm just really showing you what the colours are. But yeah, look at that, black and red. Black and red. Actually, I'm being drawn to show you a book that I picked up over Christmas. I was actually going to give this to one of my daughters. I mean, she can still obviously have it, but actually I've sort of kept it in my own room because it's a book on goddesses. It's actually absolutely gorgeous. It's from the British Museum and it's called 50 Goddesses, Spirits and Saints and Other Female Figures Who Have Shaped Belief. And it's got them all in here. We've got Lilith, Diana, Hel, who apparently is the Norse guardian of the underworld, Medusa, Mother Mary, Isis, Sarasvati, Hindu goddess of learning and the arts. Loads of them. But anyway, the thing is, there is obviously a page on Kali, and I'm just going to find it because I want to show it to you here to remind us all. I'm going to read a little bit about it. Kali is known by many names, including She Who Is Death, origin of and devourer of all things, and the force of time. She is a warrior, happiest on the battlefield where she carries fearsome weapons, beheads demons and defeats the forces of chaos. Hindus believe that the universe is created over and over again, and we are living in the age of Kali. Kali is time. There are different versions of how she first appeared, but in each case she wasn't actually born. Instead, most often she bursts out of the forehead of the warrior goddess Durga. So there she is in all her glory. I'm going to pull a card actually for Kali because I've got the Kali deck. And let's see what message would like to come through. And then I'll come back to the spray and tell you what's in it and everything. But let's just feel for a message. Let me just pull up the essential oils that are in this particular spray. So Kali Ma, warrior goddess energy, has within her patchouli, rose, ginger lily, cinnamon, black pepper and cardamom, crystals, bloodstone, lava stones, amazonite skull, garnet and black obsidian. Useful for banishing fearful states away, for inspiration, creating forward movement, clearing a path and move like she did in the pub for my brother, clearing a path, moving towards life purpose, healing mother wounds within the Kali Ma energy, letting go and release, clearing darkness and lower energies in the astral too. Let's just have a spray and then I'm going to pull a card. It's just that no nonsense, no BS energy. Putting you in your power. Reminding you that you can do it. That you can push through it. That you will win. That you will be victorious. That nothing will thwart you. Okay? It's the opposite of the little mouse energy, which is I can't and I won't. It's the complete opposite energy of that. Let me just see. Do I want to use these cards or not? Let me just see. Kali Ma. I'm only saying that because I don't know the deck too well. So those of you that have got the Kali Ma deck, you can maybe look up the longer meaning, because there are pages and pages, which I'm not going to read to you now, for each card. It's a great deck by Alana Fairchild. It's card number 32 is how she's come out today. I'm just going to read the first bit. I don't know how to pronounce that, so you can do it yourself. It says, she appears beneath the cloak of night, revealing the truths that must be known to set the heart free. She offers you an opportunity to engage in a profound and enduring transformation. This will lead to a powerful rebirth, free from even the most persistent patterns or pains of your path. Your soul is in deep healing. Recovery can be painful, but that pain is temporary, and you will emerge renewed and released. In time, you will greet your rising destiny from an entirely new and improved inner foundation. You are blessed to experience a new life within this lifetime. Okay. It says the goddess Kalati appeared when a warrior violated the rules of law and violently assaulted enemy troops resting under cover of night. She appeared in a terrible form, making sounds that expressed her horror at the suffering taking place. This is the weeping and wailing Black Madonna. No matter how people try to cover up what is happening, glossing over things with clever, manipulative words, she is the truth witnessed and laid bare. For those who have been cajoled or coerced to deny their intuition and their authentic experience, Kalati breaks through the crazy making and brings us into the truth of what is happening. She brings the relief of truth, even when it is difficult to bear. She breaks open toxic systems and reveals deceptive behaviours. In unmasking the terror of what has happened or is still happening, we become able to disconnect from sources of abuse so we can begin to heal the trauma. Wow, guys, I mean, that is so appropriate, isn't it, to where we are as a world. Kali Ma coming in just in time. Of course, she never went anywhere. None of them did. They've been here forever. Talking about Christ, Mary Magdalene, they've always been with us, but really coming into her own now, really coming into her own. So in your own life, what needs to be cleared? In the collective, what needs to be healed? And also if you're struggling with aspects of what's going on in the collective, the lies, the deception, the manipulation, the cover-ups, all of it, okay? Helping you to stand in your truth. Black and red, it's very primal colours. The black, the void from which everything is birthed. Okay, the starting point of creation. The red, the blood, but our blood, our life force energy, our strength. Red is strength, it's determination, it's courage, it's conviction, it's victory. victory over the darkness, which is absolutely what she is. Number 4, Kali Ma. I sort of want to give her a clap. Really, really profound and beautiful that she's made the top 4. Okay, guys, we're into the top 3. Now, 2 of the top 3 were in the top 10 last year, so I'm not going to go on about them too much. But I'm going to tell you what they are because they deserve their space in the top 3 like they did in previous years. I don't know if they were in the top 3 last year, but they were certainly in the top 10. I'm just having a look at our top 10. So I said there was no chakra sprays. There aren't. I said there was no elemental sprays. There aren't. There's only one archangel other than Metatron, of course. If you understand, Archangel Metatron heads up. I know it's a very crude way of putting it, but it's a very human way to understand it. He heads up the angelic kingdom, okay? It's no hierarchy. They all work together, but Archangel Michael is the one that's there, number 3. But what I'm trying to say, he's the only one of the other archangels other than Metatron that's in this top 10. Where is Jophiel? Where is Raphael? Where is Shamuel? Where is Zadkiel? Where is Sandalphon? Where is, I can't remember what the others are, Uriel. We have a Uriel spray. Not in the top 10. The only one that is there is Michael, okay. I'd really like to see Archangel Uriel next year bumping up the ranks a bit because, to be honest, he deserves the credit for that because Uriel is a warrior archangel like Michael and Metatron, and Uriel is the one that often is, if you think about the arrowhead, he's right at the tip of the arrow. He's the one that goes in front a lot of the time to, I always talk about the canary in the mine. He's like the canary in the mine that goes down to check if everything's safe before anybody else goes in. He doesn't get the credit that he should. I say he, of course, archangels are both male and female. But yeah, it would be nice to see Uriel here 1 year. But anyway, let's not take it away from Archangel Michael. He deserves his place with the blue ray. The blue ray of truth, the blue ray of communication, the blue ray of strength, the blue ray of did I say communication? I mean, it's called communication and safety. So Archangel Michael, I would imagine that most people choose this to help shield themselves through the last year and the years that we have now. Very important that we are shielding ourselves. I talk a lot about working with the armour of God, putting on your armour of God every day. But equally, another way, very effective, is also to surround yourself with Archangel Michael's blue ray of light. You can also put Archangel Michael's blue ray of light around your home, around your business, around your website, around your children, around your pet, around your journey. You know, anything where you feel as though an extra layer of safety is important. This is a really weird thing to say, but I'm going to have to say it because it's come into my mind. I'm also saying as another layer of contraception as well. I mean, I know that's weird, guys, but I'm protection. It's like if you don't want a pregnancy, it's like a blue sheath is what I'm being shown. That's what he's showing me, you know, because at the end of the day, the children that are coming into our world, we want them to come into the world because they're wanted, because they're loved, okay? All of that. So Archangel Michael, communication and safety. I'm going to show you the top 2 actually, because they go together. Number 3 is Michael. Number 2 is the spiritual protection spray. In many ways, they're doing sort of similar jobs, but they are very different in how they feel. And that can be explained not just because they've got different oils in them. I think it's to do with the colour energies that you're working with. You might be attracted to both, and that is absolutely okay. It's also okay to use both. It's, put it this way, it's like protection. You can layer it up, can't you? Lots of people layer up their protection. So for example, I will often use crystal energy. I'm not going to tell you all my techniques, by the way, because sometimes we need to keep some things, you know, particularly if you've got a public platform like me. I've got certain things I do that I don't want people knowing that I do. And a bit like the shamanic energy. You know, it's like your medicine bag. You don't tell everybody what's in your medicine bag. You keep some things back. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that you layer up your protection. So you might be using crystals. You might be using a colour ray. You might also be using the armour of God. You might be using different types of colours. You might be using other techniques, whether they be shamanic, celestial, they might be light codes. Whatever it is that you are particularly feeling as though you need is what you feel you need. And if you place value in it, that gives it more strength as well, because it's like, you know, you have to believe in something for it to work. That is one of the absolutely most important parts of any healing or any support that you do for yourself. If you don't really believe in it, then it's going to have a weakened effect, because for healing to really happen, or for protection to be in place, it's strengthened when you believe it is so. Okay, when you believe it is so. If you place faith in something, you're strengthening that thing. So there's nothing wrong with using them both together, but I will look at them now separately. So Archangel Michael number 3, the blue ray. Why would somebody buy this over this one? I mean, I think this one particularly, as I say, it links into communication. So it is a great one for helping people to speak. So I'm just trying to find the actual spray on the website. To speak. Maybe you're, I don't know, you're public speaking, or you have a presentation to give, or maybe you are a writer, you're trying to write something, or you're a poet, or you've got a discussion to have with your partner or your boss, or you've got a job interview, and you're a bit nervous and you're not sure if you're going to get the words out right, or that they're going to really hear you. Again, asking Archangel Michael to come in and using the spray can help with that. It's as though he showed me the example of like a job interview. It's also as that you can send the blue ray of Michael on before you even get into the room. You can ask it to be in the room, or even be in the waiting room before you go in there. You can also walk in with it around you, so that you feel safe and protected to be able to speak your truth, which is actually about, I have a belief in my own ability to be able to do this job. Okay? Even if you're feeling a little bit shaky, I'm able to portray the fact that I feel as though I can do this job. Michael also has the sword, doesn't he? So it's also about clearing the way in that respect. Truth. Michael also just comes in as this great friend. I like this bit that I've written, or, you know, I've channeled. I'm just going to read this. It said, I've written, this is on the website, I am within the walls of your home, keeping you dry and warm. I am in or around the car or plane as you travel. I am there for the big things and the small things, and I'm around your amazing earth too. Let me help you to inspire others with your clarity, which can be crystal clear. Be the peaceful voice in a crowd of anger. Be the resolute warrior in a group of lost souls. Be the speaker of truths to those who are ready to hear. Be the ears prepared to listen to those less fortunate. Be the mouthpiece for those that cannot talk for themselves, including young children and animals, those with dementia or who are otherwise rendered speechless. Be the safe place in the storm for others. Be the quiet, still voice when others around you give their misguided advice. Be my ambassador here on earth. Be my voice piece, for I wish to work through and connect with you, for I see you, I hear you, I listen to you, and I am Archangel Michael, and all is well. This one also says do not use if you have epilepsy. Okay. It has the essential oils within this one. Angelica, hyssop. It's hyssop. Hyssop, I think, from memory, is the one that's the issue. Angelica, hyssop, geranium, thyme, melissa, yarrow, and hyacinth is in that one. Okay. I'm pretty sure that hyssop is not in the spiritual protection spray. So anybody that's got epilepsy, that would be the one to choose. Just double check that I'm correct there. Yeah, that one's okay. So let's now go to the other one. So we go from Blu-ray to silver. So as well as this being, right, okay, what I want to say about this, spiritual protection, this is very much linked into the mirror. Say somebody is deflecting and projecting a whole load of nonsense at you, that you're this, that you're that you did this, that blah, 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 blah. You know, we get it all the time, don't we, in modern life, whether it's online or whether it's face to face. Usually what's happening there is people are projecting their own stuff onto you, okay? So what silver does is it just almost like puts this beautiful, great big mirror around you. Imagine a silver mirror, and it just sends it straight back. Return to sender, thank you very much. Return to sender. That is your stuff that you're projecting at me. It's got nothing to do with me, that's your stuff. And if you're seeing something in me that you don't like, okay, that is actually an indication that it's something within you, because that's why you're able to see it so clearly. Okay, so the silver energy is very much about the mirror. So yeah, it reflects it back to sender, basically. It sends it back to sender. This would be a good one to use, as would Michael, with the armour of God. This one, of course, whereas this one is Archangel Michael, and those of you that work with Michael, you know that Michael has a particular energy. He has a particular personality. So it seems a weird thing to say, but they do. That all of the archangels, the ascended masters, they've all got different attributes, different qualities, different personalities. So, you know, if you're used to working with Michael, you might resonate with him because you particularly like his energy. The silver spiritual protection is Metatron, okay? So it's a different energy to Michael. I work with both of them, but I suppose realistically, I work more with Metatron. Just, I don't know why, I just do, okay? And me and Metatron know each other quite well. We know each other's, he knows my quirks. I was going to say I know his quirks. I don't know if he's got any really, but he knows my quirks. I understand his sense of humour, for example. He understands mine, etc. So it might be, you know, if you're like me, maybe you resonate more with Metatron than Michael. It doesn't matter who you resonate with, really, as long as you've got your protection in place. So yeah, spiritual protection was the #2 selling spray last year. And we recommend that you spray it at the start of the day. You can also spray it before you go to bed at night. And it's a preventative system of maintenance and care. It says here, like an early warning system, this spray flashes up any incoming negative energy that is alien to you and repels it back to sender with love. This way, those that seek to harm learn the consequences of wrongdoing and weaken, while you strengthen from never having been affected in the first place. Yeah. So, you know, there is a difference here between the blue and the silver ray. And it's just, at the end of the day, colour is a preference. Think about when you're painting your room. You might think that this room would look a lot better in blue or yellow or green, and nothing is wrong. It's personal preference with colour a lot of the time. And this is the other thing, when you work with a colour system, if you look at all of the colours we sell, it's like the one that you're attracted to. I often get asked this, which is the one for me? Your subconscious tends to choose the colours. So, you know, this is what's also interesting about the ones that have been chosen this year, because this is also subconscious choice as well. You go onto a website and you see all lots of colours and bottles or crystals, you know, whatever you're choosing, you subconsciously, from a healing perspective, will choose the one that you need. Your inner self knows that, your higher self knows that, your subconscious knows that. So there is that. Which means, my friends, that we have arrived at the #1 spot. But before we do that, I'm just going to pause for a moment and just see if there's anything that I've missed. Is there anything that I've missed? I'm just seeing if there's any colours that are particularly missing from what are the main colours of last year. We've got red, we've got green, we've got blue, we've got yellow, we've got orange. Indigo, not really, maybe a little bit there. We have got a violet. Yeah, we've got a bit of violet or purple. I'm going through the rainbow. We've got the rainbow. Yay, well done us. We did it. Okay, number one. Some of you will have guessed by now. I'm going to give 3. For the 2nd year running. I'm pretty sure I'm right in saying that. Yes, for the 2nd year running. This is a big round of applause. It's pretty impressive. This is a Metatron colour healing system with other Ascended Master energies. The one at the top, Merlin. The Merlin spray is our #1 best-selling spray for the 2nd year running. Let me get my little statue of Merlin here. Somebody sent me this, I think when we were birthing the spray. So I want to put the Merlin spray with that. There we go. Yeah, Merlin. So what colours have we got? We have got blue and green. Now you see, I'm going to forgive us, I include myself in this, for the fact that we have no elements in the top 10. It's like, where the hell is air? Where is water? Where is earth? Where is cosmos? Where is ether? Where the hell are they? Well, I'll let us off, because actually Metatron, Merlin, don't know what that was. Merlin commands the elements. Merlin is very linked to all of the elements. So that's something. But I still think he'd quite like to see some of the elements in the top 10 next year. I don't know what to say about this spray, to be honest. It almost doesn't need any introduction. It doesn't need me to say an awful lot. I'm aware that actually I haven't done much collective work with this spray yet, and I'll have to correct that, particularly now it's the 2nd year running, it's the top selling spray. I will do something with that. But it's selling on its own accord, and I think it's just because it's calling you. It's calling you. So I'm just looking at what I've written here. I don't really know where to start with it. I'm going to start with this little bit that I've written. It says, Merlin will only work with those of the highest integrity, purity and intentions. Look out for the signs that he is around. I talked about a second spray that we were going to be launching, which we did actually launch, which is called Merlin's Woodland Brew. And I think actually this one was quite near the top 10. I can't remember, maybe 13, 14. It did quite well. This got the image of a little door, a door in a tree, nature spirits portal spray. It's quite interesting because I'm holding them and I'm looking at them, but I'm feeling the energy of them. And it's literally like having a potion bottle in your hand of magic. And it's like, are you going to tap on the door and see what happens? Are you going to invite the magic in? It's opening up to a whole new kingdom, realm. The gnomes, the fairies, the dragons, the elementals. It's seeing life from a completely different perspective. It's giving you your wand, energetically, to be able to command and manifest that which you seek, which is for the highest good. Let's spray. He's saying this particular one, the #1 spray, links you back to lifetimes where you've worked with the plants, you've worked with herbs, you've worked with flowers, you've worked with animals, you've worked with the land. He says many people watching this have worked the land in previous lifetimes but have forgotten the skills. I'm being shown old ploughs and furrowed fields and crops. And he's saying to me that the time is coming where we need to relearn those ancient skills. We know that there is a drive towards growing our own vegetables and our own crops. Self-sufficiency is going to be difficult to achieve for everybody, let's be honest. It's the 21st century with however many millions of people on this planet. But you can do your bit. And that's going to be important to relearn these ancient skills. It's also linked into Arthurian legend and Avalon. I'm looking at my own words here from the website, and the fact that this spray helps us to travel there. The Avalonian energy. Yeah. And it's called, when I actually look at it, we called it a connection and mentorship spray. Mentorship. So this is very much about being the student. It's about being Merlin's student. Those of you that watched that brilliant TV series that I was going on and on and on about last year, Merlin, it showed it so beautifully. The way that Merlin was taught by another master, and then of course became the teacher himself. But the passing on of these recipes and ways and learning how to use magic for good, never for ill. The power of magic in the wrong hands being a very destructive thing. But Merlin will only ever teach that or lead you to that which is good and honourable and true. So yes, Merlin, the number one spray. At this juncture, if you've watched me this far, I would like to say that if you are tempted to get any of the sprays, obviously all of the ones that I've talked about in this video are for sale. But as of this weekend, my team have put together this Ascended Master box. And in this box, Tracy's made 50 of them. So there's not loads of these, okay? But it's just a way to maybe, if you wanted to invest in a few sprays all at once, this would be a way to do it. Because within this box, there are 5 sprays, and 3 of them are top 10 sprays. That's not to say that the other ones in here are inferior. It's just the fact that they're untapped and they're brilliant as well. But you've got the Merlin spray, you've got Mary Magdalene, and you've got Carly. So you've got 3 of the top 10 sprays in here. The other 2 that didn't figure in last year's top 10 but are brilliant sprays, Sanat Kumara, which last year was actually in the top 10 but for whatever reason wasn't last year, is there. Sanat Kumara, and that is the Love and Light Activation Spray. And Kuan Yin, so another goddess energy, Kuan Yin, mercy and compassion. So a beautiful Eastern energy there as well. But yeah, that box set, as I say, there's not loads of them, but I think if you've made it to the end of this video and you're interested in investing in something, then maybe you're one of the 50 that might want to get one. You also get some free incense with this as well. We always give a little gift with our box sets. So that will be in the shop over the weekend. But yes, there we have our top 10, and I'll tell you about the least popular sprays in a moment. But I'd just like to do something else with Merlin before we move on. I think I'd like to pull a card, and I'm just wondering what deck he would like me to use. Okay, I'm going to use the Nature Spirit deck by Denise Linn, because it's a good shamanic deck. And I think we'll pull an animal card as well. So let's pull an animal card, the Druid Animal Oracle. Let's see which one we want, which one's going to come out. So Merlin, the energy of animals, please. For the people watching, which animal do you wish to give to them as a particular helper or guide or messenger right now? So Merlin, which animal? We have the fire dragon. So Merlin and the dragons. Okay, Merlin had his dragon. Merlin had a dragon. Of course he did. He's giving us his dragon. He's giving us his dragon. Oh my goodness. We have a goose on the bottom of the deck as well, but I'm going to go with the fire dragon. Merlin's dragon. He sort of wants some. He wants a Merlin's dragon spray. Okay, well, we're going to get the violet dragon spray out, really, but first. But maybe that's going to have a bit of your magic in it, Merlin, hey. Fire dragon, what do you want to say about the dragon energy? Merlin's dragon. Okay, so you know earlier I was talking about Metatron and the Merkaba, and you can put yourself in the Merkaba or activate the Merkaba, and you can take yourself to different places in meditation and astral travel, dream state, etc. Remember, you can ride on the back of Merlin's dragon. Okay, 2 different destinations. He's also talking about to the future. What he means by that is if you want to visit your future self, to have a vision of what you could be if you really stepped into your full power and your magic and your ability to manifest the life that you truly want to lead, asked to be put onto the back of Metatron. Metatron, it's like he always likes to try and barge in. It's all right, I'm just having a bit of a laugh with him, but it's like Merlin's dragon. Get yourself on the back of Merlin's dragon and be taken to that. You see, it's all the M's. Michael, Metatron, Mary, Merlin. Okay, Merlin's fire dragon. Right, let's just, final card here from Merlin. Let's see which one we get for this deck. Any other message, please, Merlin? He's saying one of the biggest pieces of magic that you can do is to put a smile upon your face, because it changes the whole chemistry within your body. It also changes the way that the world sees you and how it interacts with you and how it responds to you. Medicine woman, medicine man. Become the medicine woman, become the medicine man. That's what you are. That's what Merlin can help you become. All right. Lastly, don't really like to end it this way, but I'm just going to put it in terms of the ones that are up and coming rather than bottom of the pile. Those of you that watch the live with me know that the Sapphire Peace spray was pretty much at the bottom with the Tree of Life spray. Tree of Life I understand, because the Tree of Life maybe is something that takes a bit of explanation and understanding, and I'll do some work on that this year. I talked about that in the live video, so you can go back and look at that. Sapphire Peace, the fact that peace is bottom of the pile, it's so elusive, isn't it? It's so elusive. It feels as though we can't achieve it as a world, but it starts with us. So I really would encourage you. The Sapphire Peace spray is very, very good at helping to get us into that peaceful state of being. This is one that we did at the start of the war with the Ukraine. We weren't taking sides on that. At the end of the day, war is a tragedy for all involved, and we just wanted to bring peace into it, that equation. But yeah, Sapphire Peace was the bottom spray. The other one that was quite near the bottom that I'd like to just give a mention to, because it might just jog your memory in terms of actually this is a really untapped resource, was Joseph. Joseph, the father of Jesus, such an energy which helps us to be humble, to helps us with our soul contracts, helps us to understand our soul contracts, helps us to accept our soul contracts, helps us to see through our soul contracts and do it to the best of our ability. Who again, with Merlin, you know, the skills of the carpenter, Joseph the carpenter, to be able to make things with our hand, to be able to create fire, to be able to build a lodging, to be able to, I don't know, whatever it is, that there are some life skills that we have lost as a species, that the times that are coming in, we need to refine, and we need to refine fast. So I think that the energy of Joseph is also very, very needed. So let's end with Joseph, because at the end of the day, Joseph for me is the roots of the tree. The earthy presence, humbleness, mastering the material world, but in a humble way. Chopping wood and carrying water. Going about our everyday tasks with acceptance, with reverence, with love. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. I always enjoy doing this every year. I will put the details of our website where we send the sprays out below. We do struggle to get sprays into South Africa, which is a real shame. I know lots of you watch me in South Africa. It's just to do with the postal service you have there. I'm so sorry. I don't know how we're going to get over that, but we have tried couriers. It hasn't worked. So at the moment, South Africa we can't send to, but pretty much most other countries we can. So yeah, that is it. I'd like to thank everybody for their support through 2022. Anybody that's been a supporter, whether you've liked a video, commented on a video, shared a video, bought a spray, bought some oracle cards, whatever you've done, thank you very much. It keeps the work free here on YouTube as well. And here's to the next 100,000 followers, hey? Thank you very much, everyone. Lots of love. Remember to have a colourful life and to be the rainbow. Bye for now. Bye.